Well. World-class veteran video game critic Michael Does Life. Oh, Michael.
Oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. There's an oh, it's a setup, it's a setup, it's a setup. Trailer, there's a mo, it's a beast.
Shut the fuck up! Fucker! Move! Damn it!
Bad luck, I guess.
There was a girl I knew. She said she cared about me. She tried to make my world the way she thought it should be. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold. There's a long road, yeah. There were so many times I would wake up and knew, yeah, with my head spinning round, I would wait for the moon. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold and give her one more chance to try to save my
Never has there been an opening like this in the entertainment industry. This week, Grand Theft Auto 5 pulled in $1 billion in sales in 3 days. No movie or music release has ever come close to that.
Yeah, it was hard to give up. Some things are hard to let go. Some things are never enough. I guess I only can hope. Yeah, we were desperate then to have each other to hold and give her one more chance to try to save my soul. There's a long road, yeah. There's a long road, yeah. We were desperate. There's a long road to have each other.
And folks at home, look at this immaculate support here. Isaac A. is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. And that's what we love to see, as we're 425 days removed from GTA 6 Trailer 1. And it is now February 2nd of 2025, and Rockstar still has nothing to show for. However, that could be changing in the shortcoming future, as the Take-Two earnings call is happening this Thursday, so it is time to lock in yet again on potential updates for the biggest entity in all of video. Let's get a dub of the chat. Isaac A. is coming through. He's recognizing this high-quality caliber content, and he's recognizing greatness and supporting it in a meaningful way. And that's what we're talking about. Let's get the fireworks out. Isaac A. is coming through. He's coming through so tremendously strong with that $10 super chat and kicking things off in a way that's just so fascinating. You love to see it. Isaac A. coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. We are 425 days removed from when Rockstar last talked about this game, from when the trailer 1 came out. 425 days, and you have gamers that are convinced, they're low IQ people, but you have gamers that are convinced that trailer 2 is coming out, that this game is coming out, and it's a sad situation. There's no doubt in my mind that this game will be delayed. I'm 99% sure that this game will be delayed, in my opinion. And it's looking like that as we continue to gallop into 2025 here. It's now February. January came and went. There was no updates on GTA 6, and a lot of people were thinking that there was going to be updates on GTA 6 in January. And, of course, the radio silence continued, and now here we are in February. And look at this right here. It's what we love to see coming through in a way that makes sense.
111 has just tipped 35 Israeli new shekels and 90 agarot through Super Chat. If Arthur's Morgan was ugly, no one would care.
It's the truth. I mean, Arthur Morgan looks like Brad Pitt, and you have a lot of people that are in the closet. Nothing wrong with that, but you have a lot of people that are in the closet. And once Arthur Morgan popped up on their screen for 15 plus hours, way more than that, 25, 35 plus hours, they got in bed with Arthur Morgan and they couldn't get enough. So you're just speaking facts, but they can't hear that in here. The 111 coming through. This is what we love to see. The hype train is assembling here, and it's assembling in a way that makes sense. Hard and strong support as we kick things off. 425 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. I need you guys to lock in. Let's get those fireworks out for the 1101 coming through, and in a way that makes sense. And you love to see it. As we're out here live, ladies and gentlemen, we need you guys to lock in because this Thursday is the Take-Two earnings call. We will be covering that, and we're going to have to see what Take-Two has to show for and say about GTA 6, if anything. And, of course, Take-Two is the parent company of Rockstar Games. So we're hoping that when they do the Q&A, the investors call in and start barking about GTA 6 because right now it is time. This is going to be a major turning point, I believe, for GTA 6 as we are now in 2025. We couldn't say that a few months ago, but now we can. And not only that, but now we are in February of 2025, and Rockstar still has nothing to show for. And at this point, it's getting very concerning if you are holding on to the hope that this game is releasing in 2025 because right now it's not looking too hot. But there could be a chance. I think it's very slim, but there could be a chance. Of course, we can't write it off until Rockstar says. But right now, the Rockstar radio silence has continued for over 425 days. Isaac A. coming through. This is what we love to see coming through, and, of course, a way that makes sense. Member for 15 months. You love to see it. Isaac A. is in the building, and he's coming through. He popped the cherry earlier, just a few moments ago. Now he's coming through with that loyalty badge, 15-month loyalty badge, and he's recognizing the greatness on display here. This is what we love to see, 15-month loyalty badge. We do appreciate that long-term support, bud. And coming through in a way that makes sense, popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone, and the atmosphere. Let's get some dubs up in the chat. You guys don't care about this game, but if they do have something to show for in just a week or so from now, or whenever that could be, you'll have everyone flapping their gums on the internet about this game. And this is what we saw back in December of 2024, December 27th of 2024. The hype train assembled for that date, and people were thinking that Rockstar was going to pull the curtain back. But as soon as they didn't pull the curtain back, a lot of the fake gamers dissipated, and now they're starting to talk about Ass Creed Shadows. And a lot of the fake gamers dissipated, and now they're starting to talk about Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance, which those two games are terrible. I mean, if you're playing these samurai games or these fantasy games, I mean, I look at Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance, and it's a game that, quite frankly, doesn't impress me. And I'm not saying it's a terrible game, but, I mean, I've already played that game in 2006, and it's called Oblivion. And if the game can't, surpass Oblivion and what that accomplished in 2006, then we know that the games industry is in total shambles. And it really is, and this game is no different. I mean, this game has obviously hit the bottom of the ocean floor, and now Rockstar, what they're trying to do is get a submarine down there, and they're trying to resurrect what is left and the damage that has been done. It's a sad situation, it really is, but we will be breaking this down here today. We have some new things to talk about and show you, and it's going to be so much fun. So we need you guys to first get in tune with the broadcast here today and start smashing the like button. We only have 55 likes. That's utterly ridiculous. We have 200 people in here, and only 55 people can be bothered to hit the like button. That's some fake fan behavior right there. And then, quite frankly, that just could never be me. Isaac A. is coming through with a two-time Tony Hawk combo. This is what we love to see. Isaac A. is in the building, and he's plowing through here. Two-time Tony Hawk combo coming through in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and get that confetti going. Isaac A., the lasers rather. Let's get you them lasers, but Isaac A. is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense with that two-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. Isaac A. is coming through, 15-month loyalty badge, and with the two-time Tony Hawk combo, and on top of that, popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. You love to see it. Isaac A. is full on display here, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. Hard and strong, popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere. 15-month loyalty badge, and now coming through with the two-time Tony Hawk combo. We need your energy to start raising, because what's going to happen here, what could potentially happen here, is that this is going to be the talk of the town. This is going to be a hot topic again, okay? So you grifters out there, and I know you're watching, but you grifters out there need to start latching onto this, because I'll give you some tips. As someone who's done this for way longer than we should have, you guys need to get on those topical topics, and this coming week, GTA 6 is going to be a topical topic. Just letting you know, okay? Even if it, because the Take-Two earnings call is this Thursday. And that's what we love to see. The 111 two-time Tony Hawk combo. You guys are carrying the show today. Holy shit.
111 has
that's what we love to see.
35 Israeli
coming through in a way that makes sense.
Through Super Chat. GTA 6 will be a launch game for the new consoles, I'm afraid.
Well, at this point, they might as well just save it for that, because it'll be a better game. I mean, honestly, they might as well just push it to 2027 at this point, and really just deliver the experience that everyone has built up in their head, and really what they're fixated on. The 111 coming through now with the two-time Tony Hawk combo, and as such, we're going to go ahead and get you them lasers. That's what we love to see as well. The 111 coming through with that two-time Tony Hawk combo. Isaac A., of course, with a two-time Tony Hawk combo as well. You guys are supporting the show, keeping it afloat here in a way that makes sense. Big support here today. You love to see it coming through so strongly. Let's smash that like button. We got a couple of things to show you here today as we settle in and get the ball rolling here, as we're 425 days removed from GTA 6 Trailer 1. There goes a Volkswagen. there goes a Volkswagen, bud. The 111 coming through with a two-time Tony Hawk combo, and coming through in a way that makes sense. You love to see it. We're 425 days removed since GTA 6 Trailer 1, since Rockstar last talked about this game, and at this point, it is a sad situation. We told you guys. And Big Mike is coming through. You love to see it. He's coming through hard and strong with that $10 super chat. Big Mike is in the building.
Has just tipped $10 through super chat.
That's what we love to see.
GTA 6 has potential and new blood in the helm. This is how they show off how good they really are. Hoping for the best, prepared for the worst, and remember you learn nothing and be happy.
There's going to be a lot of discussion surrounding this game. We're not there yet because the game isn't out. We don't even have a trailer to. But you can look at the discussion that's happening with Ash Creed Shadows, and they're saying that. Well, I'm not going to get into that. But apparently that game is controversial, and apparently that game is, I don't know what's going on. But I will say that the conversation surrounding this game, when it does release, it's going to be a sad situation, let me tell you. It's going to be a sad situation. And you're going to have people that are going to be defending the new woke themes, the new censorship, and the whole nine. And then you're going to have these diehard GTA fans that are going to bat up against it and say that this is not my GTA. And it's going to be very, very back and forth to a degree that you've never seen before, because this is the biggest video game of all time. So as such, you're going to have more voices than ever before. It's unlike anything that we've ever seen before in terms of controversial releases. We saw controversial releases with Starfield and whatever other game came out that was considered controversial in terms of highly opinionated opinions, I suppose. And there's always been that stark contrast of you love it, you hate it. But GTA 6 is going to be a whole different ballgame. And Isaac A. is coming through now with the three-time Tony Hawk combo. He's taking us to the promised land. This is what we love to see. Isaac A. is in the motherfucking building here today, and he's plopping it down hard and strong now with that three-time Tony Hawk combo. You love to see it. It is a party in here. And that's what we're talking about. Isaac A. is coming through, and in a way that makes sense. 15-month loyalty badge, popping the cherry, and now plowing through with the 1, 2, 3 Tony Hawk combo. Three-time Tony Hawk combo. Isaac A is in the motherfucking building, and that's what we love to see, coming through hard and strong with 3-time Tony Hawk combo. Big Mike in the building coming through as well. Hard and strong with that $10 super chat. You love to see it. Great hype train here assembled, and has certainly assembled in a way that makes sense. Let's go ahead and keep pounding that like button. We're only at 78 likes. We should be at way more likes than that, but I don't know why you guys are so reluctant to hit the like button. It seems to be a new trend in 2025 to not hit the like button, but it is. That could never be me, but it could be you. The 111 coming through now with a 3-time Tony Hawk combo as well. You love to see it. This is what we're talking about. Holy motherfucking shit, he's coming through hard and strong.
Through Super Chat.
Woo.
What are your thoughts on the new Ninja Gaiden and Phantom Blade Zero? They look really good.
Yeah, there's a new Ninja Gaiden game. And there's apparently, I don't know what Phantom Vibe is. I know Ninja Gaiden, but I'm just burnt out on the samurai games. You know what I mean? I'm really burnt out on the samurai games. And that's the thing I think with Ass Creed Shadows is that they waited way too long to put that game up. People were talking about Ass Creed in Japan for literally years and years. And they finally put it out at a time where these games have turned into mobile games. I mean, these games run on your iPhone, right? So they're mobile games. And it's a sad situation because Ass Creed Shadows, if it came out 15 years ago, 10 years ago rather, would have been probably a lot better, quite frankly. So I think they waited way too long on Ass Creed Shadows for it to be anything other than a flavor of the month, flavor of the week title, quite frankly. And I don't know what the hype is with Ass Creed, but that shit fell off years ago. The only one that was actually interesting was the first game because that was at the time a brand new intellectual property, and it's like, wow, this is a cool concept. You go back in time and through the Morpheus or whatever the hell it was called. It was a weird fantasy game, but, you know, the crawling and the gameplay aspects and the free, you know, the Hitman-like approach to the gameplay, I thought that was interesting, but then they just kept milking it like Madden. They kept milking it like Madden, and they put out a new Ass Creed game every other year or whatever it was every year. And it just turned into something that very few people cared about as time went on. So I don't have much to say about the Ass Creed games other than they kind of fell off many, many years ago. And now they're just mobile games under the guise of whatever they once were. It's a sad situation, that I could tell you. But the new Ninja Gaiden, we haven't played that. I don't even know. Apparently they remade it or something in Unreal. I don't play Unreal Engine games. I don't. That's not true. We don't really care about Unreal Engine games. There's apparently an Oblivion remake coming out, and that's kind of pissing me off that they're remaking Oblivion in the Unreal Engine because, quite frankly, I mean, the Unreal Engine 5 is a total disaster when you look at it. It's a total disaster. It's kind of a cancer to the gaming industry, the Unreal Engine 5. It's a sad situation, that I could tell you. But they're putting every game in Unreal Engine 5, and they're taking a classic game, Oblivion, and they're going to destroy it in Unreal Engine 5. And apparently that's going to be announced later this year or something like that. That's what the rumor is on the block anyway. But we shall see how that turns out. Mr. Tomiko is coming through. He's coming through straight from Canada with a $5 super chat in a way that makes sense. Only ones and dubs, by the way. Well, you guys need to go ahead and hit that like button because we're still only at 86 likes. We have over 220 people in the building here today. Mr. Tomiko is coming through. Let's go ahead and get you them lasers and fireworks, bud. As you guys are coming through in a way that makes sense here today. Big Mike in the building, the 111, coming through with a 3-time Tony Hawk combo. Isaac A as well coming through with, I believe, that 3-time Tony Hawk combo and popping the cherry, setting the mood, the vibe, the tone of the atmosphere, and showing off that loyalty badge with the 15-month loyalty badge. We need you guys to wake up in here and start pounding that like button. We're 425 days removed. And look at this, right? Ray Chronic 420 is in the building. He's slashing his way from Jason Voorhees town.
Ray Chronic 420
Ray Chronic
has just
420, you love to see it.
Through Super Chat. I enjoy Mario is missing for its educational value and Assassin's Creed sucks.
Ray Chronic 420 is coming through with the $10 super chat. You love to see it. Let's go ahead and get to them lasers, bud. Ray Chronic 420 is in the building making a damn point. He says, I enjoy Mario is missing for its educational value. I've never heard of that game. What is Mario is missing? We might have to play that because if it's going to offer something of substance, we might enjoy it. And apparently it has educational value. Ass Creed sucks. Yeah, Ass Creed hasn't been good in a long time. I would say the only good Ass Creed games are, of course, the first game because it's a brand new IP at the time in 2007, I believe. And then Ass Creed Unity, I think that was the last big game. And then they kind of turned into mobile games, busy work, chore games. where you roam around and you spend 400 hours in this world that's so boring and not fun to play. They turn into anti-fun games. It's a sad situation, really, quite frankly. So we have to bring the fun back into gaming, and I don't think that's really going to happen ever. I think that's a lost cause. I think, you had nerds in the basement at one point making these games, and they made them because they were fun to make, and, it was still a business, of course, but you had a different mindset back in the day. And people weren't as politically charged as they are now. It's a sad situation. It really is. So, they have to be cautious on what they put out these days, because if it's considered too violent or too people will go get the pitchforks out at it. And we're seeing that with Ask Creed Shadows. They're saying Ask Creed Shadows is, disrespecting. I can't remember the exact conversation, but there's a video going around of Ask Creed Shadows where they're going into a shrine and destroying it or something, and they're saying that's just unfathomable. How could that be? I don't know. I don't understand, but I will say that this is why this game isn't out yet. One of the reasons why this game isn't out yet. There's many reasons why this game isn't out. There's many reasons why we don't have a release date. There's many reasons why we don't have trailer 2. But I will tell you, one of the biggest reasons why we have no update on GTA 6 is because you can't make this game in 2025. You couldn't make this game in 2024. You couldn't make this game in 2023. You couldn't make this game in 2022. You couldn't make this game in 2021. You couldn't make this game in 2020. You couldn't make this game in 2019. You couldn't make this game in 2018. You couldn't make this game in 2017. Times have changed, and we have yet to see a new GTA fit within this brand new era. And that's one of the reasons why this isn't out yet, because you can't really make this game in the way that you once did and put it out in 2025 and just say, here it is, because that's not going to fly. So there's going to be big changes, and it's going to be a sad situation for a lot of people, and a wake-up call to realize that their favorite developer is no longer as good as they once were. But you guys don't want to listen. And we tried to show you the cracks with Red Dead 2. We tried to show you the cracks with GTA 5. GTA 4 was their last big project where they actually kind of put out their own game that they wanted to put out. And it was the last game with 100% Rockstar DNA, if that makes any sense, right? You could feel the Rockstar within the game that you were playing it. Yeah, it's a Rockstar game. It's got some of that Rockstar humor. It's got some of that Rockstar edge. It's got some of that controversy. You're not getting any of that in GTA 6. This is going to be watered-down, sanitized, woke slop, and that's what you're going to love. And quite frankly, that's what you guys ask for on a daily basis. You love these games that are woke slop, that are sanitized, that are, that they don't embody the player with freedom. It's a sad situation, but that's what you guys want to sit and support. Could never be me, but could be you. So we are 425 days until, 425 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. We're going to do a full breakdown once we get to 100 likes. So we need you guys to start hitting the like button, youtube.com/MichaelDoesLife. We need you guys to start sharing the broadcast, too. It's pathetic how we only have 200 people in here. We should have over 500. I know there's a YouTube channel right now that's broadcasting PlayStation news, and I'll tell you what, it's about as boring as as watching paint dry, and he's got over 500 viewers. I don't know how the fuck that guy's pulling that off, but he's got the fanboys riled up. You talk about this game, no one cares, but as soon as it's a big topic, everyone's jumping on board with this game. It's called the bandwagon. That's what it's called. And these grifters are jumping on this bandwagon because they want to generate some clicks. They want to generate all of this for GTA 6 when it's topical. We've seen that last year with December 27th. December 27th, everyone came in here. We had almost 800 viewers in here. And everyone wanted to start, GTA 6 trailer 2, GTA 6 update. Didn't happen. But you saw how fake the gamers were. They came in when it was a big topic, when everyone else was talking about it, because it was called the fear of missing out. And that's what NVIDIA does so well. You don't get the 5090 because it doesn't exist. You might have the money for it, but you can't get it. So it's a sad situation, I'll tell you that. We're going to go over here and dissect it, and we need you guys to start locking in. We finally hit 100 likes. Man, we need you guys to really get with the program in here because we're jumping over now. So right here, 425 days, over 425 days of radio silence, okay? There is a delay announcement likely incoming. Of course, we don't know that, but if common sense is to prevail here, then there is more than likely going to be a delay. And you might think that that's obvious, but you wouldn't believe how many people believe that this game is still coming in 2025. We've seen from Trailer 1 the woke themes and the woke themes that this game possesses. And, of course, the censorship, the likely censorship is going to be more than likely prominent here in GTA 6. So even if the game does come out this year, even if we get Trailer 2, those two factors at the kind of end of here, the woke themes and the censorship are not going to sit well with a lot of people. And, you guys don't want to hear it. You guys don't want to listen. But when the game does come out and you realize your favorite feature is no longer in the game, or it has been watered down because they wanted to bend the knee to the woke mob, well, then, quite frankly, don't come crawling back and complaining, because we told you this before the damn Trailer 2 even existed, that this was going to be GTA 6 only by name. And that's about it in terms of it being, in terms of it being relatable to the past entries of the franchise in previous years. It's a sad situation, but we know we can't handle it here. Nonetheless, 425 days of radio silence. There is a likely delay incoming at this point, as common sense will point you in that direction. Woke themes, we can see those in Trailer 1. You can go and watch that trailer if you need to again. It's been out for 425 days, so if you need some more time to watch that trailer and let it sink in, there's plenty of time to do that. And then, of course, the censorship is going to be a key factor here in GTA 6. I can tell you one mini game that will more than likely not be in GTA 6, but you guys will sit there and say, because you're woke, you'll sit there and say that it's a good thing that it's no longer in the game, despite the game being called Grand Theft Auto, and despite the game being rated M for mature, and despite the game being at least at one point for mature gamers. It's no longer for mature gamers. This is GTA for the Fortnite crowd. This is GTA for the new gen era. And that's why this game is taking so long to come out, because, quite frankly, you have to reconfigure the entire you have to reconfigure what GTA means in 2025 and in this modern era. You can't put out the same game that they did 20 plus years ago. You just can't do that anymore. It's not going to happen. And you're going to see, as such, you're going to see that censorship prevail. You're going to see those woke themes come to light, if you haven't seen those already in Trailer 1. It's going to be so sad, but, you're going to have people defending it. That's the sad part about it. You're going to have people, whether it's despite world class or whatever the case might be, but you'll have people defending it left and right. They'll come out of the closet and say that they actually did vote for Kamala. And if you did, you did. But nonetheless, that could never be me. And I will tell you that it is a sad situation. It's just a sad situation, but you guys can't handle this conversation. You guys, quite frankly, can't handle this conversation. We have been waiting over 425 days, and Rockstar has nothing to show for. Now, I will tell you that, of course, this Thursday, we have the Take-Two earnings call. This is why we're back in here, and we're locked into GTA 6, because this Thursday we have the Take-Two earnings call, and they might have something to say on GTA 6. I don't think that they will. But if they do indeed have something to say, we will have to see what they have to say on Thursday for the Take-Two earnings call. And we covered the last one in October. And now here we are again for the earnings call, Take-Two earnings call this Thursday. And we're hoping that now that we're in 2025, some of the investors, because they do a Q&A, we're hoping that some of the investors can call in and ask what's really going on. And obviously, if Rockstar doesn't have anything to say or show for, well, then the answer is going to be the same, that it's still slated for fall of 2025. So this Thursday could come and go, and we still might not have updates on GTA 6. But at this point, there is going to have to be a cutoff point in terms of this actually releasing in 2025. And as the days go by and weeks go by and months go by, the longer the radio silence continues, the 2025, fall 2025 release window is basically being thrown out the window. And that presents a problem in and of itself, because you have this game that people have been waiting for how many years? 10 plus years? Over a decade, easily. And now, if they do push it to 2026, you're talking about further expectations being put on top of this game, right? So how does Rockstar satisfy the needs of the gamers that have been waiting for over a decade on this game, well over a decade on this game? I don't think that they're capable of it. So they are in a position where you either put the game out, and maybe it's not as polished as it should be. But you either put it out or you run the risk of pushing it to 2026, and then on top of that, the expectations continue to build and build and build. And there's just no way that Rockstar Games is just going to hit those expectations with this game. I mean, we have yet to see any of that on display for what we have to go off of, which is, of course, GTA 6 trailer 1 425 days ago. So if they do push the game to 2026, if that announcement is in the cards, which, of course, at this point, common sense will point you in that direction, because there's a lot of people that believe that there isn't going to be a delay. And I find that fascinating how your mind can work that way. When you tell me this is literally the biggest video game of all time. Right now it's not, right? People can't handle it. They can't talk about something that I can talk about this game for every day going forward until the game releases. That's fine with me. We can, because we've already done it. We've already done it. For the past year, we've been talking about this game periodically with having nothing to show for in terms of officially from Rockstar Games. So we've already done it. We can do it again this year. I don't want to do it again this year. I want the game to release this year. But as we continue here in February now of 2025, they still have nothing to show for. Now, keep in mind, they still have the PC edition of GTA 5 to put out. This is sad. Rockstar has fell off. It's a sad situation. When I start thinking about it, it really is sad. But Rockstar has the PC edition of GTA 5 to show off as that's getting the next-gen update. They're finally putting that out sometime this year. We don't know when. But they are putting that out, and I'm going to assume that there's going to be a trailer for that when that does release, the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition on PC. And that includes the censorship. So if you have GTA 5 right now, there's certain NPCs that are still in that game. Okay? But when the Enhanced Edition comes out, and maybe it's a free update, maybe it's not, who the fuck knows, but I'm assuming it's going to be a free update, but who knows? They're going to remove those NPCs. If they haven't done so already, I don't believe that they have. So you're getting an enhanced edition that's going to have the censorship included, and that's it. But they still haven't pulled the curtain back on that, and I'm going to assume that there's going to be a trailer for that. So we first have to get over that hurdle. GTA 5 comes to PC, enhanced and expanded edition, which came to consoles, I believe, a couple of years ago. So they have to get that out of the way first before they start talking about the biggest entity in all of video. And they can't even figure that out. So I don't know what's going on at Rockstar, but maybe they should just cancel this game at this point because, you know, maybe they should just quit making games because it's just taking too long. I mean, if it takes you 15 years to put out a game, that's crazy to me. You're not doing your job right. I don't care. You can make all the excuses and sit there and say, well, Michael, you don't know how game development works. And it's like, well, yeah, but you do, right? You know, you work in a major studio, by the way. It's just insane to me how these games take 15 years to make. You know, the budgets are so massive, and it takes hundreds and hundreds of people to put this thing together, and that's the problem. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. There's too many cooks in the kitchen. It's not a well-oiled machine. You look at a restaurant, and you look at a kitchen that just, you know, operates so well. You know, everyone knows what they're doing. They're all on the same page. And when you have these games that are being developed remotely, not everyone maybe is on the same page. It's one of the reasons why this shit doesn't work anymore is because these games aren't even being made by like people that are together, right? It's like if your favorite band, you know, didn't make the music together, it would sound a lot different. And I'm sure there are instances of that, of course, during COVID and even maybe back in the day. But you could tell when that is the case, typically. So, you know, back in the day, it was about, 50 people were in a basement, maybe a smaller team than that, 35 people in a basement. And they just were a bunch of nerds, a bunch of outcasts, and they wanted to make games. And, they were skilled and talented, and they were very nerdy. And they had, a great understanding of how to make these games fun and how to make them enjoyable. And I think we've lost that kind of art. I think we've lost that art. And now, these it's just a sad situation. I don't even know how to describe it, but it's a sad situation. And you could feel it when you play, if you play Saints Row 2, for example, and you play any game that's come out as of late. I mean, it's like, look at Saints Row 2. You get in that game. There's no censorship. It's fun. It's wacky, weird shit. It's whatever, right? That's what video games were. And I'm not saying Saints Row 2 is the best game ever created, but you look at that game and it's the pinnacle of an open world game of just in terms of having fun. It's the complete opposite of GTA 4, which is actually a great balance because it's like, well, that's a smart move to make. GTA 4 didn't offer the parachutes initially. GTA 4 didn't offer the tank or anything like that. It kind of took the fun out of it, right? GTA 4 is a depressing game, and that's the point of it. And of course, looking back at it now, it's a fantastic experience, but it's obviously not. You can't make that game today. Let's just put it that way. And that's why this game will be for the Fortnite generation. You'll have that Marvel humor in here, and you'll have these characters that are so over the top and wacky. And oh Lord, I can't wait till this game comes out, or at least trailer 2, because it's going to be a sad situation. It really is going to be a sad situation. I'll tell you that, because the conversation. You look at the conversation for Ask Creed Shadows. It's already really heated, and I'm not sure why. It's a stupid samurai game. No one cares about that. They make those are a dime a dozen these days, right? The samurai genre has really just skyrocketed, right? Ask Creed Shadow or Ghost of Tsushima came out about 5 years ago, and that was trash. Terrible game. Cool visuals and cool art style and art direction, but outside of that, not great in terms of gameplay. It didn't bring anything new to the table. It's a bunch of busy work, and I guess it looks cool, but. And then they just kept making these samurai games. And, of course, they made samurai games before that. But the samurai genre is getting really tiresome already. And they're just pumping these games out left and right over and over and over again. And it's like, well, look at Ghost of Tsushima. It came out 5 years ago. No word on a sequel, right? Where's that at? I don't understand why it takes these games so long to make. It's unfathomable to me what has happened. But there must have been something that happened on the back end that only true game developers know about, because it really doesn't make any sense to me, because, you look at these games that have come out. We'll pull this up here in a minute, but you look at these games that have come out, and it just doesn't make any sense. We'll look at the Rockstar timeline here, and I don't know what the hell has happened to this company, but it is really a sad situation. We're going to pull this up right now, the Rockstar Games timeline, and you've seen this before, but we're going to show it to you again. The Rockstar Games timeline. Now look at this right here. This is a sad, sad situation that I could tell you. And this company has really, they have fallen off here. And not in a way that makes sense. So you have, and look at the timeline here. I mean, this is crazy. We're going to zoom in here. So from GTA 1 to GTA 2, you had 1 year and 10 months. So put on the sequel to GTA, and of course that was a top-down, bird's-eye perspective. But from GTA 2 to GTA 3, which is a totally different perspective, 3D, a huge revolution in terms of this franchise, took 2 years to make, right? It took 2 years to make. And here's what's even crazier. You look at Grand Theft Auto 3, GTA 3, and GTA Vice City. 1 year and 7 days. Okay, I need you to lock in on that one right there. Think about that. GTA 3 to GTA Vice City, 1 year and 7 days. Okay? It only took them 1 year and 7 days to put out Vice City, which is considered one of the best, if not the best, GTA games, depending on who you ask. 1 year and 7 days. What has happened? 1 year and 7 days from GTA 3 to Vice City. It's right here. 1 year and 7 days. Unless this is wrong. Don't think it is. We continue along here, and from Vice City to San Andreas, 1 year, 11 months, and 27 days. So nearly 2 years, I believe, for GTA. From GTA Vice City to GTA San Andreas, 2 years. Guys, they were pumping these games out left and right. They were pumping these games out left and right. It's absolutely insane. Dragon Ball Z is coming through. This is what we love to see, coming through in a way that makes sense. We need you to lock in here.
Only Dragon Balls has just tipped $9.99 through Super Chat. Mackle bringing us the news in a way that makes sense.
Well, I have to step up to the plate because no one else will. Nobody's on this level, I'll tell you that. Dragon Ball Z coming through hard and strong with that 10. You love to see it. We got you them lasers, bud. We had to step up to the plate and cover this game in a way that makes sense. because you're not going to find this coverage anywhere else unless it's these GTA clickbaiters. We're not clickbaiting. We're telling you the reality. And if you want to look at that as clickbait, that's fine with me. But common sense will tell you that this game is getting delayed and it could be coming soon, that announcement. But nonetheless, we come back to the timeline here, and a big shout-out to Dragon Ball Z coming through with that $10 super chat. And we come over here to San Andreas to, what is that game right there? Liberty City Stories. That's a spin-off title, but 11 months and 29 days. Vice City Stories, 1 year and 6 days. And from Vice City Stories, 1 year, 5 months, and 28 days. The point is here is that they were pumping out these titles left and right. Now, some of these are spin-off titles, which we have never played. There's a Nintendo DS one there. Chinatown Wars, 2009. That came out 10 months and 18 days after GTA 4. And really, I think the biggest leap here in this picture is Liberty City, episodes from Liberty City. That's a DLC for GTA 4. There was a 3-year and 10-month gap from that to GTA 5. And if we zoom this out here, we have been waiting over 10-plus years for GTA 6, which at this point, it's utterly ridiculous. I mean, I don't understand what is the point in why does this game even exist? That's what I'm trying to wrap my head around. Why does GTA 6 need to exist? Someone has yet to answer me that. And you could say money, and I say I disagree because there's not a guarantee here. If the game is trash, and it's likely that that is the case, if the game is trash, people are going to sit there and say that it wasn't worth the wait, and still it's going to sell like hotcakes. I understand that, but at this point, I think there's more on the line here because Rockstar has been silent for so long in terms of GTA releases. I mean, the last mainline title was, in 2013. It's been how many years since 2013? 12, 13, 14 years. I mean, it's unbelievably sad on what's happening here and why this game has yet to see the light of day. We're now in 2025. There's no excuses for Rockstar Games. Clearly, they've hit a hurdle, and they need more time in the oven with GTA 6. Now, that's fine. Game development goes wrong all the time. But with that said, where's the update, Like, I would be satisfied with a delay announcement update because then we can put the brakes on this title because I won't be talking about it after the delay announcement comes. I'm not talking about this game if it doesn't come until fall of 2026. That's not of my interest anymore. The hype has completely deflated at that point if that's going to be the reality of the situation. I'm not waiting another year for this game. I don't care about it then. We'll play something else. And at that point, the expectations just continue to grow and grow and grow. And Rockstar won't be able to manage those expectations or certainly exceed them if they do push it to 2026. So now they're in a hard position. And it doesn't make sense because if they knew in 2023, and of course something may have obviously has come up more than likely. I don't think you take a year off and stay quiet for 425 days. I don't see the benefit in that at all. But something has come up during the development of this game, quite evidently. And it just makes them look like a fool because they put out the trailer 1 in December of 2023, which at that point I didn't understand why they did that because I thought, well, okay, here we have GTA 6 trailer 1. At the end of the trailer, it says coming in 2025. The fuck? Like the hype completely deflated for me then. You can go back and watch my initial GTA 6 trailer 1 reaction. And when they showed the release date, or the release window rather, well, that was ridiculous. That was a spit in the face. It's like, we're going to show you some really cool shit. And at the time, the graphics look better than they do now because now we're in 2025. And, the graphics, Trailer 2 is going to have much better graphics, I'll tell you that. Trailer 2 is going to have to really start showing some things off that are mind-blowingly impressive. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me what is going on with this game. I mean, you have the biggest entity in all of video, and there's nowhere you can't. It doesn't exist. Yeah, I mean, I don't understand. I don't understand. And if this game does come out this year, that's fantastic. But I will look at this and I will say, because if Rockstar did come out of the woodwork and they did say that, yes, we are still on track for 2025 and here's the actual release date, and they said maybe September or something, I would say, wow, that's a bit of a fucking surprise. And if that is the case, then I will apologize and I will say, wow, that's what they were doing in 2025. They were busting ass and they were ensuring that they were going to hit that target 2025 release window. But that's only going to be the case if they do come out sometime this year and tell us that the game is still on track. We have the Take-Two earnings conference call this Thursday, and that's either going to be the same old story, that it's still coming in fall of 2025, or we might hear something around that time. But I think a delay announcement at this point needs to just happen, because there's just no point. I mean, it's not marketing, There's a cloud chaser on YouTube. Well, there's many cloud chasers, believe me. There's a former Rockstar dev. I think he was an animator or something. And imagine being a former animator at Rockstar and then going to YouTube and making YouTube videos. I mean, it's time to get a job, bud. You know what I mean? You got a great resume there. You can really work with that. You can stay in the games industry, but instead you just want to milk your fans and say that you know everything about these games. This guy's a loser. He thinks he knows what he's talking about. He doesn't understand how Rockstar operates. He was an animator at Rockstar. You're an animator, bud. You're not in charge of marketing. You're not in charge of. But they think they know it all because, well, I worked at Rockstar Games, and you were like, yeah, you worked at Rockstar Games, and you were an animator at Rockstar Games, but you didn't work at the marketing department, and you know what I mean? It's just ridiculous, and they just want to sit there and say, well, this is how Rockstar markets their games. They love the conversation. They don't need to advertise their game because okay, but this is the internet bubble, bud. If I were to do a survey and asked 100 people in real life about GTA 6, you would be surprised at the results. I guarantee you. Because Rockstar hasn't came out in the public eye and said, hey, this is GTA 6. They haven't shoved it down your throat. They have to market this game. You guys are insane. They have to market this game. The marketing has to start soon, especially if this game is releasing in 2025. For them to just wait on that is insane to me. The marketing budget for this game is going to be the biggest marketing budget for any video game of all time. They're not just going to let that. It's not a little horror movie that comes out, that was made on a $5 million budget, and they start the marketing like 1 month earlier before the damn thing comes to the theaters. I mean, come on, guys. This is the biggest entity in all of video. It's a $2 billion game. Probably $500 million is going to the marketing alone. You have to market it, and you have to do an extensive campaign. They have to market the game. Yeah, everyone on the internet and the gaming bubble, they understand GTA 6. I get that, but that's a small number. That's a small number. So even if a few million people know of GTA 6, it's much broader than that. It's much broader than that. Your grandma might want to play GTA 6, but she doesn't know about it. Well, they might need to play a commercial on television for your grandma to get interested in GTA 6, and she might come around and say, this time it's a lot of fun to play these games. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm talking about. You guys are not listening. So, and we're in the age of AI and fake content and misinformation and the whole nine. It's way worse than it's ever been. So you have these screenshots that claim to be GTA 6 screenshots. You have these videos that claim to be GTA 6. Rockstar now has to combat that on top of what they were doing before with the standard marketing campaign back in the day. You didn't have all that AI shit. You had fake stuff, but it wasn't anything like it is today. So now they have to combat that. Now they have to come out on top of that and say, no, those fake AI screenshots are fake. Here's trailer 2. Here's some screenshots that are actually official. Totally different ballgame. This game ain't coming out this year. I don't know why you guys still believe that this game is coming out this year. It's mind-blowing to me how you guys can't logically wrap this around your head and think, wow, Rockstar's been quiet for 425 days, yet for some reason I'm still in the belief that this game is coming out this year. Look, I would love for that to happen. Let's get this game out this year. I don't care if it's broken. Because we're used to that, right? We don't need to play a complete game because that doesn't exist anymore. It stopped existing in probably 2005, I would argue. Once there was online updates, when the developers could go in and patch things, that's when the game, that's when that fell off pretty much. These days, it's unbelievable. Physical copies don't even exist anymore. And this will be the first GTA and first Rockstar title that more than likely doesn't release on disc, especially if it gets pushed to 2026 or even further than that. there won't be a disc version, or if there is a disc version, it'll be coming later, digital first. And I think there's positives to that. I really do. They can lock the story down, right? There won't be spoilers. And not only that, but they can work on the game a lot later, all the way up to release. So there's positives in terms of it going digital only, but of course the downsides are you don't really own it, which we're not going to jump into that whole conversation. But times have changed, and just understand that this will likely be a digital only release for those reasons. And I think at the end of the day, maybe that's what needs to be done. Okay, Larry says it's coming in 2025. Well, I'm glad that you believe that, and I'm glad that you have hope. And look, I hope I'm wrong. If I'm wrong, I'll come out and apologize, and I'll say, wow, Rockstar really surprised me, and they put the game out in 2025. No one expected that. That would be a nice curveball. But right now, we're in February. It's February 2nd, bud. It's not January 2nd anymore, right? We're just, we're getting into 2025. We're continuing to push into 2025, and there's still no sign of this game coming anytime soon. We know that Rockstar has to get the GTA 5 Enhanced Edition out of the way first, more than likely, before they talk about this game. And that has yet to happen, and there's still no updates on when that's happening. And that was from Rockstar themselves. That's not a rumor. That was from the Rockstar Newswire from last year. It was buried in there. And I used it, and I showed you guys, and I said, look, they got to get this out of the way before they can move on to GTA 6 trailer 2. That would make the most sense, but maybe not. We don't know Rockstar's plans. They haven't been following their previous sort of game plan. And I just think it's funny how people think that they're doing marketing by saying nothing. And it's like, okay, you have thousands of people talking about it on the internet in this little bubble. There's no significance there, right? You know what I mean? It's like you go type in GTA 6 right now on YouTube, the videos all only have like 5,000 views. No one's talking about this game because it's not relevant. Could be in a week from now. But right now, it's another dead topic. So I'm not sure what you guys think in terms of it. I mean, it just doesn't make sense to me. GTA 5 had physical discs. Well, GTA 5 came out in 2013. Guys, it's a very different landscape in 2025. It's a very different landscape in 2025. Now, I could be wrong on that, and there could be a disc that comes out day one. That's fantastic. What I will say, though, is that the fact that this game is not coming out on PC day one is utterly fantastic. Because every time I look up a game, like if you were to type in Red Dead 2 right now, chances are, what are the odds that you're going to see modded gameplay? They're probably pretty high. Every time I see, Red Dead 2 is so amazing. Red Dead 2 is so amazing. This game came out 8 years ago, 9 years ago, whenever it came out, 7 years ago. They're showing modded gameplay. Like, really, dude? Like, the PC version didn't come out that long ago. And plus, the mods help enhance the image. You're not showing the vanilla version. It's ridiculous. I think it's crazy. I think it's crazy, but, Rockstar has been silent for 425 days. We just broke it down right here, folks. We have literally just broken it down right here, folks. I need you guys to lock in. Because in about a week from now, everyone's going to be talking about this game again, like they always do. So right here's the timeline. And, Rockstar used to put out software, and this is just the GTA series, guys. Like, I mean, we haven't even factored in Red Dead 1, Bully, Midnight Club, and other Rockstar releases that I'm not remembering. They put out all of this stuff here. And now we're waiting. And granted, what this doesn't show is the GTA Online updates, right? They've been updating that game since 2013, which, of course, people don't want to talk about. But that's what they've been doing. And that's because the consumers said that they want to spend money on GTA Online. They want to spend their time on GTA Online. You can't blame Rockstar. Rockstar built the house. They built the foundation. And then all of a sudden, there was a line of people that came to see this house. What does Rockstar do? They keep pumping money time, effort, resources, the whole nine into this mansion, into this house, and they make it a mansion. That's what they did for GTA Online. You cannot blame Rockstar Games. You can't blame Take-Two. You have to blame the consumer, because if no one showed up, the house wouldn't have turned into a mansion. It's as simple as that. Eternal Champion coming through. He says trailer 2 is coming out on Valentine's Day. Yeah. Well, we certainly hope that it releases soon, because at this rate it's getting utterly ridiculous. I mean, Valentine's Day would be fantastic, but I'm not sure what. Guys, I don't know what to tell you. PC version, table tennis, Rockstar's table tennis as well. You had Bully, you had Rockstar's table tennis, you had Red Dead Redemption 1. There was a ton of games that came out within this timeline period here, and now Rockstar doesn't release games anymore, and you guys are just clapping away and saying, well, Rockstar's still the best in the world. Well, maybe they once at one point were the best in the world, like Mike Tyson. At one point Mike Tyson was the best in the world. Mike Tyson was one of the best boxers of all time, but you look at what has happened, and Jake Paul was able to secure the victory and beat Mike Tyson. And obviously Mike Tyson, he's a lot older now, and Rockstar's, it's a totally different Rockstar today. The frat boy culture's gone. We've learned that. There's a lot of key players at Rockstar that are gone. I don't understand how you can have any hope for this title, especially now in February of 2025. I can understand, like, a couple of weeks after trailer 1 and as we were into 2024, and it's like, oh, yeah, let Rockstar cook, let Rockstar cook, let Rockstar cook. Guys, we're in 2025 now. We're in 2025 now, and not just in 2025, February of 2025, right? And if we still have the same conversation 1 month from now, it's like, well, this game is not coming out this year. And that's not what you guys want to hear. And that's not what I want to hear as well. We want to see this game come out this year so that we can get it, we can see it, and we can see whether or not they really delivered, and it was worth the massive wait. It takes more than 5 years to put out a game. That's why I didn't talk about that new Naughty Dog game. Everyone jumped on that back in December, the Game Awards. They were talking about how woke the new Naughty Dog game is and how terrible it is. You guys are idiots. Even if it's terrible and even if it is woke, I don't care. The game isn't coming out anytime soon. Why are you guys talking about a game that doesn't release until 2028? You know what I mean? It's like, I'm not talking about the intergalactic Neil Druckmann phenomenon or whatever the fuck it's called. Like, that game doesn't exist to me. So why would I talk about it? They showed off a teaser, not a trailer. Like this GTA thing's very fucking different. You got a release window at the end, right? Like, this game is coming. It's real. It's not a teaser. It's a trailer. And then that's one of the things that these idiots compare it to. They're like, well, the Elder Scrolls, imagine being an Elder Scrolls fan. And it's like, okay, what about it? You got a teaser back in 2018 for Elder Scrolls 6. It was a title card. It wasn't a trailer. They didn't say when it was coming out. That's totally different than this situation. You can't compare this to the Elder Scrolls 6 situation back in 2018 because all they showed there was literally a title card and, just said, hey, we're working on it. That's it. Okay, well, there's nothing to go off of there. Rockstar back in 2023 said that this is coming in 2025. That's why this is a very different ballgame, folks. They made us believe that they were ready. And maybe when they put trailer 1 out, they were more ready. And they were more confident in hitting the 2025 release window. But something has clearly happened, and I think, that shift last year where the devs had to go back to the office, I think that was a massive hiccup in the development of this game. And I'm sure that delayed internally the game for at least a few months as the developers transitioned from working at home in their pajamas to putting on a suit and tie and going into the office. So right there's your delay. I mean, the game has already been delayed internally since trailer 1. I think that's pretty obvious. Leaked gameplay videos of this game did not excite me. Well, yeah, it looks very similar to GTA 5, and that's not necessarily what I want to see from GTA 6. I think this should be a radical departure from GTA 5. We need to see total immersion. I need to see a living, breathing world. I need to be blown away in terms of graphics, physics, the foundation, the framework of the game, the sound design, the whole nine, right? I want to be blown away. But if it's just going to be GTA 5 2.0 because they know that that's what works for them, well, that's going to be disappointing. We've waited so long for this, and we're still waiting for this game. It's not my fault. You can't blame the fans for getting upset because Rockstar put a timeline here. They gave us a timeline for this thing, and we're in 2025, and they still have nothing to show for. You can't blame don't tell the fans to calm down when Rockstar themselves put that timeline up. They came out of the woodwork. Now, if they put out trailer 1 and they didn't say 2025, then yeah, that's what they should have done. Because obviously, I don't know why you guys think that this game is just like ready to be shipped. Like, oh yeah, Rockstar's done. They've been working so hard on this game and they're ready to ship it in fall of 2025. What do you have to support that idea? Because that's a fantasy, bud. That's a fantasy. That's fantasy talk, really, quite frankly. I mean, if you really think that Rockstar has this one in the can already and they're just waiting for the marketing to ramp up and this, that, and the third, I mean, that's fantasy talk. That ain't happening. In fact, there's more out there to suggest that this game is delayed than the other way around. Even the graphics need to be improved. That's what I said earlier. I said trailer 1, when it came out, the graphics were mind-blowing. I thought it was CGI. But now that I look at trailer 1, it doesn't look like CGI anymore. It looks like it's kind of dated. So the graphics, that's what I said. You keep pushing this game back. You keep pushing this game back. You're going to run into the problem where it's not going to hit those expectations at all. It's going to be even further away from those expectations because I think the expectations are already unrealistic. People expect AI in this game. They expect the NPCs to talk like AI, chatbots, and all this crap, and it's just not going to happen. You know what I mean? And we need a developer to step up and just start implementing that stuff in with a AAA release because that's what needs to happen at this point in order to satisfy these people because that's just what has to happen.
CVS Dante super chatted $4.99. Wing zero this, wing zero that, I mean come on. Winifred gang rise up.
Yikes. Appreciate the support, bud. Would be nice to have deep conversations with NPCs. Yeah, it would. But it ain't going to happen. You think AI is going to be in this game, and there's going to be some of it, I think, but I don't believe it's going to be on that level. And that's what the Elder Scrolls has to do. It has to implement the AI. It's got to implement that in a way that makes sense. And the NPCs are going to have, because you guys love these mods where you implement these chatbots and you can walk around Skyrim and talk to the NPCs and, they're more realistic than ever and all of that stuff. And I think that's where Kingdom Come 2 is going to fail. I think, that game, you play that game and it just looks so dated. And I understand it's a small studio, but they got bought out, right? So the budget should be bigger on this one, and I think it is. But you still have a game where you can tell you're playing a video game. You can tell, it doesn't look like it's much better than Skyrim or Oblivion from 2006, quite frankly. So I don't think that the Kingdom Come 2 will be all that fantastic, but that comes out soon, so we'll be covering that more than likely. Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance. We played the first game, but it didn't click with me. But maybe we'll see what the second game entails. We'll see what the second game entails, and we'll see if it can really hit that home run. And we'll see if Warhorse do. But they said the game is woke now. They said because apparently the main character wasn't gay in the first game, but now the main character is gay. I don't understand. So they're saying potentially that he was forced to bend the knee because his studio got bought out or something. I don't know the whole details, but apparently the game is woke now, and they had to bend the knee to get some sales or something, or to get the budget rather, so that they can make the sequel. And I guess it is what it is, but. That's not a concern. If it's woke, if it's not woke, then I would be more concerned than if it is woke, quite frankly, because That's just the way it is these days. But I will say, from what I've seen of the gameplay from Kingdom Come 2, it doesn't look much more advanced than Oblivion. That game came out in 2006, so I'm not really sure they're on the right track. But maybe one day we'll get a next generation RPG. I don't think it'll be from Bethesda. I mean, Starfield was a total disaster. I mean, that was a terrible game. Just got awful in nearly every aspect. And if that's if that's indicative of anything to come with Elder Scrolls 6, it's going to be a sad situation. I could tell you that. The biggest fear is that the game is more Saints Row than ever. Gun sounds like toys, fantasy everywhere. Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what I said. I said the new Saints Row, look, the new Saints Row, you guys are not listening. Can we get do we got to do karaoke in here? Do we got to get some karaoke going in here? Because this is a hard pill for you guys to swallow. Look, in about 4 or 5 days from now, everyone and their grandma is going to be talking about this game again. I'm telling you. It's going to be headlines all on IGN, GameSpot, the whole nine. Everyone's going to be talking about this game in literally like 4 or 5 days from now. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 4 days from now, everyone's talking about this game yet again for at least one day. That's what's going to happen. Because the Take-Two investor call is happening, and they're either going to confirm what they said back in October, or there's going to be some new tidbits here and there. Or Rockstar comes out of the woodwork, and maybe they do have trailer 2 ready to just shut everyone up. And maybe they delay it within trailer 2, and they say 2026 now. Expectations for this game are going to be sky high, but I doubt that Rockstar can even make every building enterable. Well, Mafia 3 does it well. You guys need to play Mafia 3. And I looked on Google. There's no information, but there's a lot of interiors in Mafia 3, and you can go into the interiors as Lincoln Clay. And, well, if that game could do it in 2016, then why can't we do this here in 2025? Nearly 10 years later. Makes absolutely no sense. Mafia 3 has a ton of interiors. You guys need to go and play that game. Mafia 3's got a shitload of interiors, and you can go into them. And it's a great amount. It seems anyway. Maybe it's not, but it seems like there's a lot of interiors in that game, and no one praises it for that. You can go into a lot of interiors in Mafia 3. Go ahead and play it and try it, and let me know if I'm wrong, because I don't think I'm wrong. Well, that's what I said. I said Rockstar they have no push, they have no rush to talk about this game. They had nothing to say in 2024. Why would that change this year? The only the only deadline they have is fall of 2025. Okay, well, they still got plenty of time to hold off on any word on this game. We might not have an update on this game until September, October, November, December. They could honestly wait that long and then pull the curtain back and say, hey, we need more time on this game. We're pushing it to 2026. They don't need to update us anytime soon. There's literally no one at Rockstar. There's seemingly no one that's saying, hey, this game, Take-Two isn't breathing down their neck seemingly, which I think they should be, because I think they should be pushing this one out, and they should be pushing this one out in a way that makes sense. Mafia 3 was great, but brainwashed by the media and normies? Yeah, they couldn't handle it. But if Rockstar made it, they would love it. if Rockstar Games made that game, they would love it. Oh, they'd fall in love with that game. Oh, Lincoln Clay is a great protagonist. I love this late 60s New Orleans. If Rockstar Games made it, they would eat it up. But it's Hangar 13. Who are they, right? Oh, yeah. Is a new Xbox console coming in 2026? Well, that's another thing to factor in as well. We knew that the PlayStation 5 Pro was going to be the best place to play this game, at least right now as it stands. But if this game does get pushed into 2026, and if Xbox does come out with their new premium console, then that presumably will be the best place to play GTA 6 on that brand new Xbox Prime. that is rumored to come out in fall of 2026. And that's assuming, of course, this game does get pushed into 2026. And at this rate, well, it wouldn't be surprising to say the least. So the tables could be turning here, and, well, that'll be interesting to say the least. Maybe it is really a new Rockstar. It is a new Rockstar. We've heard that the frat boy culture is gone. The key players are gone. A lot has changed over at Rockstar, even since Red Dead Redemption 2 as well. So, you guys like Red Dead Redemption 2 probably much more so than I do, and that's fine. But, at the end of the day, the company has changed, and I don't think you're going to realize that until you play their game. Which is, going to be GTA, their latest entry, which is, of course, going to be GTA 6. So you won't have that real understanding until you play GTA 6 and you realize that, wow, this company has changed, and wow, that this is much different. Extreme weather effects and nature developers can make this awesome water spouts snowstorm. Yeah, well, yeah, I think there will be a hurricane, but I think it will be, if there is going to be a hurricane in this game, which I think, I already laid out the storyline of this game. I think my storyline is going to be better than the actual game. And I think the hurricane is going to be factored into the story, but I don't think it's going to be a free roam thing, which would really defeat the purpose, I'll tell you that. Turtle Champion coming through with a $3 super chat. I believe that's a two-time Tony Hawk combo. He says it makes sense for Trailer 2 to come out after Civilization 7. And is Civilization 7 a 2K title? I believe it is, right? Yeah. Well, they're going to wait until there's nothing releasing, which, And then you have the new Mafia game that's supposed to come out this year. We don't know when that's coming out. I mean, this is the whole industry is basically put on pause. I don't think you understand the effect of this game. And other publishers, they want to know when this game is coming out, because they need to know when to put their game out, right? So if they don't know when to do that, right, because we know fall 2025 is if this game is coming, then you got to steer away from that, right? If your game is coming out and it's going to be demolished by this game, it doesn't matter what it is, unless it's Call of Duty or something. But even that's going to have a hit. Everyone's going to be on GTA. So you have, as a publisher, you have to take your game and you have to push it away as far as possible from GTA 6. So other publishers are saying, well, this game is coming, but we don't necessarily know when, because we're secretly waiting for Rockstar to get in gear and announce when this is coming. And they haven't done that. So now the whole games industry is basically on pause. What's releasing in fall of 2025? Do we know when the new Mafia is coming out? We don't know when the new Mafia is coming out. That doesn't have a release date. So we don't know when the new Mafia is coming out. We know the annual releases will come out, Call of Duty, FIFA, Madden, the whole nine. But in terms of other games that are supposed to come out this year, when are those games releasing? I bet they don't have solid dates, and even if they do, they'll get pushed back. No one wants their game near GTA 6. So all of these publishers are basically in this kind of waiting room, and they're waiting for GTA 6 update. So many games are coming out this year. Okay, that wasn't my point. Okay, let's go ahead and name 5. I'm not pulling up the AI. You guys need to do the work. Go ahead and name 5 games that are coming out and let me know what the release dates are for those games. Go ahead. Kingdom Come 2 doesn't count because that's coming out next week. I'm talking about past February. Let me know when those games are coming out. Death Stranding 2 is supposed to come out this year. When's that coming out? Oh, we don't know. You guys have no idea what you're talking about. You play one game for 3,000 hours and that qualifies you as a real gamer. That's not how that works. That's called selective taste. You're not a real gamer just because you spent 3,000 hours in Rocket League, bud. What the fuck? That's 3,000 hours in Rocket League. If you don't know anything about any other games coming out, then I don't know what to tell you. The new Doom, Metal Gear Solid, Death Stranding. Okay, so Death Stranding 2 doesn't have a release date. We talked about that. GTA 6 doesn't have a release date. We talked about that. The new Doom does have a release date. I believe that's coming in May, right? Metal Gear Solid, when's that slop coming out? I don't know. I'm assuming that has a release date as well. Okay, but we're talking past the summer, right? You look into the summer and the fall, and outside of the annual releases, there's a lot of games that are in limbo right now. That's the point. That's the point we're trying to make here. Avowed is coming out. That's that woke fantasy game, isn't it? Rocket League is Keno, by the way. Nobody's playing that, bud. What year is it? Rocket League, by the way. Ghost of Yodel is releasing this year, sequel to Ghost of Tsushima. Oh, but that game doesn't have okay, you're not understanding. I didn't say that there weren't games coming out. I'm talking about games that don't have definitive release dates, okay? That's what we're talking about. Does Ghost of Tsushima 2 have a release date? It doesn't have a release date. What's the release date for Ghost of Tsushima 2? Doesn't have one. That's what I'm talking about. So these games that are in limbo that don't have definitive release dates, they're waiting for GTA 6, essentially, is what's happening. And even Take-Two is waiting for Mafia 3. Or not Mafia 3, but Mafia Old Country, because that's going to interfere potentially with GTA 6. Rocket League in 2025 is crazy. NPCs in the chat. Yeah, that could never be me. Well, even when it was good, I mean, it was fun for about 10 seconds, and then I said, well, we could just play FIFA. I mean, imagine playing an RC car game with a soccer ball. Like, dude, go outside and touch grass. Like, I mean, unless you're a competitive player and you're making some big bank off of that, like, come on, bro. Like, Rocket League, by the way. Like, you're playing RC car soccer ball into the net. Like, no, dude. Like, come on, bud. Just go outside and play soccer, or better yet, just go play FIFA. I mean, all these games are trying to avoid. That's what I'm trying to talk about, Larry. That's what I've been trying to say. It's time to mow the neighbor's lawn. Well, I mean, you know, if this game is $100, we've heard that conversation pop up as of late within the last few weeks. You know, if this game is $100, I mean, quite frankly, you guys are going to have to start getting out there. And, you know, springtime is right around the corner. You can start mowing some lawns. I mean, you don't even have to mow. Literally, you can mow like 5 lawns in like 1 week and you'll make GTA 6 money, right? You'll be able to buy GTA 6. It's not hard. You know, you just charge $25, and let's just do the math on that. So you do 4 lawns for $25. That's $100. You've already have enough to get GTA 6. I mean, you know, that took you 1 week. And this game still doesn't have trailer 2. This game, so you got plenty of time to save up for this $100 game if it is indeed that. And I don't want to see you guys complain because you guys had literally years to save up for this $100 game. In fact, Rockstar should come out of the woodwork and say, no, this is a $100 game. This is an industry first. And it will eliminate the losers who couldn't afford it because they didn't want to play the game anyway, right? Because if they wanted to play the game, they would have the pre-order money ready. And they decided not to do that. So they're fake gamers. They need to be weeded out. The fake gamers need to be, it's too cold to go outside. Yeah, well, it's cold. It's cold right here. It's cold right here, but you guys are not listening. $100 is too much. It's not too much, but you guys aren't listening. You guys are literally not listening. It's a sad situation. Avowed is in the same universe as Pillar of Eternity series. Yeah, I don't know what that is. Outer Worlds 2 looks the same. Well, Kingdom Come 2 is the same game. It's the same game as the first game, but that's coming out, and you guys are going to give that a 9 out of 10. When the reviews come out tomorrow for Kingdom Come 2, and the shield campaign is very disingenuous. I've seen a lot of creators take that money. Well, not even if they're getting paid to do it, but they're getting invited to play the game early, and of course they're going to, talk positively about it and undermine the some of the problems with the game because they're getting advanced early access, a month early access. That's how that game works. So even if they're not getting paid, they are kind of in a way when you really think about it. It's a sad situation. So everything that I've seen of Kingdom Come 2 is disingenuous. And all of the creators have seemingly just said, yes, we want to play this game 1 month early and talk positively about it. And it's like, wow, this is like one of the worst shill campaigns I've seen in quite some time. Like it's really bad. Like, oh, guys, I played 12 hours of Kingdom Come 2 and it's amazing. And it's like, okay, but like, of course you're going to say it's good. Like, I mean, I just can't understand it. They had 1 month early access to Kingdom Come 2, and everyone's saying the same thing about it. It's amazing. Well, maybe the game is amazing, but I don't think this is the way to market it, to be honest. I think the reviews should do the talking, and the user impressions from actual people that play video games and not review them and not engage on the internet for clicks and attention and what have you. I mean, that's the real takeaway. No, the shill campaign for Kingdom Come 2 Deliverance is insane. Even Angry Joe took the shill money. I played Kingdom Come 2 early, and it's the best RPG of 2025. In fact, it might be Game of the Year. And it's like, well, if that was your actual impression of the game, then that's one thing. But when you're playing it 1 month before everyone else does, like, yeah, we can't really take that seriously. I'm sorry. We're going to have to pass on that. So we'll have to wait for the reviews, which I believe do come out tomorrow, and I think they'll be pretty high. But from what I've seen, it just looks like Oblivion, and Oblivion came out in 2006, so nearly 20 years, and nothing has advanced or evolved. Georgie's coming through. This is what we love to see. Let's get them lasers out. Georgie's in the building, and he's coming through.
Fuentes super chatted $5. What's going on with GTA 6?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's a party in here because Georgie's coming through. He's coming through with that 5. And as such, we'll go ahead and get you those lasers. Well, what is happening is that the Take-Two earnings call is happening this Thursday, and we're getting the ball rolling a little bit early here. But if I wanted views and wanted clicks, we would have talked about Kingdom Come 2 because that's a little bit more of a hot topic because that's releasing soon. But the Take-Two earnings call is happening this Thursday. We will be covering that, and hopefully there's an update on this game because at that point, after that, I mean, it's not looking really good at all for this one. In fact, I already believe that this game has hit the bottom of the ocean floor. And I think Rockstar they've gotten a submarine. They're trying to go down and resurrect what's left, as it has hit the bottom of the ocean floor. And I don't know if they can successfully pull it up, but we're hoping that they have a great positive update here soon on this game because even if it does get delayed, that's a great update to me, in my opinion. So that way we can stop talking about this game and just move on to something else because it's just getting really tedious talking about this game because I didn't even think that this was going to be this crazy. I thought the 1 year anniversary was going to make the most sense, and they didn't pull the curtain back then, and they still haven't. So we don't know what Rockstar's plans are, but I think if you use some common sense, which a lot of people lack, clearly this game has hit some roadblocks during the development process, and that's not what people want to hear, but I think that's what they need to hear. Play more zombie. Well, the support on the Zombie U stream wasn't that fantastic. I don't think you guys couldn't handle the the Wii U stuff. I would have played more. We still had more games to play. I didn't play Donkey Kong. We didn't play, so there's still more to play. But, the Wii U is not really a popular console. That a lot of people don't have nostalgia for it. They just look at it and they say, what was that thing? Like, we don't understand it. So there's not a built-in nostalgia factor. If I were to bust out the PS2 and play some classics on there, that would be something. But you play the Wii U and everyone's like, we don't care about that console. We want to play Switch too and all this other stuff. So it's not my job to convince you that the console's great. I'm not here to sell you it. I'm just here to tell you what you missed. And I think it's a unique experience. I'm not saying it's a revolutionary experience, but I think it was really cool. And it fell in line with the Nintendo gimmicks. So, and now they have no gimmicks. So, imagine clamoring for, don't even get me started. I just can't. A Switch 2 that has nothing new outside of like a mouse function. Like no one's going to use that. I mean, that's about as useless as the Wii U. You want to talk about the tablet and how terrible that was? Well, let's talk about the click functionality on the new Joy-Cons. Like, yikes. And not only that, but they removed the infrared camera too. Like, the Switch had some cool technology that never got utilized, and they just took it away. But the Switch 2 is basically going to be a third-party machine. You're going to be able to play, your favorite third-party games on there, and you're going to be able to love those on the Nintendo Switch. Take the portability on the go, and play your Nintendo first-party titles on there as well. That's not fascinating in 2025, but I guess you guys are, interested in anything brand new and shiny. So maybe we'll get it just for coverage purposes, and it might be cool. I mean, if GTA 6 came out on Switch too, I think that would be fascinating. But I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, this is a troll channel, yet everybody is so damn soft around here. Well, that's your perspective, can't say much more than that. If you think it's a troll channel, then that's your perspective. I'm not here to convince you that it is or it isn't. But I think it just speaks to the low IQ that people have when you say that their game is amazing, because all of these people worked on these games, right? You guys worked on The Witcher 3, you guys worked on Skyrim, you guys worked on all of these fantastic games, and then when I say the game's trash, you can't handle it. But if Young Yao was flapping his gums, or if Shill Up was flapping his gums, or if Luke Steffens was flapping his gums, you guys would just be in all agreement. But as soon as world class, and I show you the problems that I have with these games, you still can't fathom it. You just still can't wrap your head around it. Oh, it's your version of the game. Oh, you're just nitpicking, you're cherry picking. Oh, you're just a troll. Oh, it's satire. I mean, it's just ridiculous. It's like, no, it's one guy's perspective that's maybe a little autistic, and you can't handle it. So go fuck yourself. Let's get you blocked and banned. It's really that simple. So that's how it's been for the past 13 years. We told you LA Noire sucked back in 2011. You didn't want to listen. Well, that's fantastic, because that game was trash. I mean, it's a unique game, but there's nothing to do outside of the main missions, and I think that's a failure. Yeah, you wonder why you don't get new subscribers and viewers. It's because of the Safe Zone mods. No, it's because of this platform. I'm on TikTok. I have millions of views on TikTok. So that theory's out the window, bud, because it's this dinosaur platform. It doesn't have an algorithm. It doesn't have an algorithm that puts my content in front of people's faces. So when you don't have that to work with, you have to work on people manually sharing your content. And when they don't do that, then it doesn't go anywhere. So it has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with this platform and how terrible it is. And we do need some new mods that can come in here. I'm seeing literally nothing but gray usernames. We're not seeing any members. We're not seeing any mods. So we're gonna have to figure out some new mods, because the mods that we have, they're not in here, and they need to be in here. It's a Sunday. There's no football on today, right? The Super Bowl is next week, so you have that excuse next week to not come in here. We probably won't be live. We'll be watching the Super Bowl, but I will tell you. But I will tell you that today we don't have an excuse. You guys should be in here. Now, I'm seeing literally gray usernames. We might go members-only chat here, and then that will completely halt the chat, because I'm not seeing any members, so no one will be chatting. It's a bunch of gray usernames in here. There's a lot of freeloaders in here. It's a sad situation. You guys can't be bothered to member up, but you're a member of Shill Up, I'll tell you that. You're a member of Luke Steffens. You can't. Oh, you love that, because he's telling you what you want to hear. You love that, but you can't be bothered to come over here and handle it, because it's like, well, I don't want to listen to this. This is boring. But in a week from now, you're going to be talking about this game just like everyone else is, just like you did back in December of 27. December 27, 2024, you guys were jumping on the bandwagon. And look at this right here. The support is coming through. The second wave of support. DK2K7 is back in the membership club. That's what we love to see. And coming through in a way that makes sense. DK2K7 is in the motherfucking building. DK2K7 is coming through. And big loyal Luis Hernandez is in the building. Holy motherfucking shit. Let's get them lasers out.
Just tipped $25 through Super Chat.
Big loyal Lou.
No matter what.
That's what we're talking about. Big loyal Lou is coming through, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. I'm not sure why that didn't pop up on the screen, but big loyal Lou, Luis Hernandez, is in the building, and he's coming through in a way that makes sense. That I could tell you. Let's go ahead and get those fireworks out. DK2K7 back in the membership club. Love to see it. Coming through, of course, in a way that makes sense. That's what we love to see. Big loyal Luis Hernandez laying it down hard and strong with that amazing $20 super chat. You love to see it coming through and coming through in a way that makes sense. And, of course, DK2K7 back in the membership tab. That's what we're talking about. Second hype train here has assembled, and it has assembled in a way that makes sense. It certainly is a party. Look at this right here. And that's something that your RTX 5090 can't even do. We got real-time graphics out here. How does it feel, NVIDIA fanboys, to be a part of the Losers Club? You guys camped out. This guy came in here and said he camped out at Micro Center, by the way. Dude, you camped out at Micro Center for 2 days for a $2,000 graphics card? Oh, shit. Oh, my God. I mean, if I were doing that, I would at least have, like, some cameras rolling or something. We'd make a documentary about that because that's kind of insane. And you guys should have camped out 3 days earlier. You guys should have been there when you needed to be there. You guys waited too late. If you wanted the 5090, you should have camped out a week early. What the fuck? Y'all didn't want it bad enough because it's not NVIDIA's fault that they have low stock. You guys should have camped out a week early. I mean, if you wanted that $3,000 graphics card, which apparently it's underperforming, then you guys should have waited out earlier. You came too late to the party. If you were first in line, you would have got your 5090. You would have got your 5090. But I'm sure there's some on eBay right now, right? I'm sure there's a 5090 or a 5080 on eBay. I'm sure you can go buy one on eBay for like $5K if you really wanted to. If the earnings call doesn't bring trailer 2 or at the very least screenshots, the beginning of Rockstar 25-26 fiscal year will be when trailer 2 drops, which inevitably means there is a delay. Well, I mean, at this point, it's pretty obvious that there is a delay. We don't know why Rockstar wouldn't say that, though, other than I guess they want to continue to please the investors. But I don't know. It's just this crazy situation that this game is in. Well, 4K gaming, as you can see, still doesn't really exist. What was the native performance of the 4090 or the 4080? For 4K gaming, it was like maybe 60 frames at 4K with all of the stuff turned off. Like the DLS, all the AI stuff turned off. So, I mean, we're still not there yet. We're still not there yet. And there's no point to buy the new RTX cards because GTA 6 ain't going to be... by the time... look at this. By the time GTA 6 comes out, literally the 60 series will be out. I'm not even trolling on PC. By the time GTA 6 comes out on PC, the 60 series will be out. So you'll have to update again in the next 2 or 3 years when this comes out on PC, or 4 years. The Rockstar fiscal year ends on March 31st. Well, we're hoping that they have a delay announcement coming because anything at this point is just news, to say the least. They want to please the investors, build hype. Okay, well, the investors are going to start waking up and realizing that this game might not even exist, or that something went terribly wrong, or maybe they just went back to the drawing board. Maybe they looked at trailer 1 and they were just like, yeah, this sucks. Maybe that's what they did. But I think that in order for this game to impress, there has to be a role play element built into the single player campaign. Like, I'm not even trolling. And I know that sounds crazy, but there needs to be a role play element built into the single player campaign on this game. And, you know, I don't know how to explain it, but if you want to, you know, there has to be a next level feature in this game. You can't just put out a new GTA with good graphics and call it a day, and it has an emotional story. Well, actually, you can, because Red Dead 2 proved that you could. Red Dead 2 just, we can't talk about it, but you look at that game and okay, it has a great story and it has great graphics, and that's kind of it. And that's all that was needed for a 10 out of 10 masterpiece So they can do that again here. They don't have to revolutionize anything because clearly the formula that they had still continues to work. GTA Online still continues to make a boatload of money. So what's the point to innovate? I really don't think there is one. And maybe that is the mindset. Hopefully it's not, but what if there is no there's no pressure to innovate? There's no pressure to push forward and really revolutionize anything. I mean, in Red Dead 1, this is a 2010 game, by the way, okay? PS3 360 title, right? It's available on everything now. But Red Dead 1, the NPCs literally get on and off the train. Show me one example in Red Dead 2 where they do that. They don't. So you couldn't drive the train in Red Dead 1. Now you can in Red Dead 2. However, we're going to dial back some of the realistic NPC behavior because the NPCs don't board or get off the train. They don't do anything. They sit on the train indefinitely. How is that an upgrade? Like, it doesn't make any sense. Rockstar still is recovering from the Florida Joker lawsuit. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe the Florida Joker won the lawsuit. And I mean, if I were in the game and I were the Florida Joker, I'd be pissed too. It's like, where is my bag? Like, you know what I mean? Or at least, let the guy be in the fucking game or some shit. Like, let him do the motion capture or something. I mean, or at least send him a freaking goodie bag or something. I mean, Jesus. But instead, they want to profit off of others because they can't write their own characters. They can't create their own characters, right? We have to draw inspiration from the real world. Like, when has Rockstar ever done that before? Like, who the fuck's Trevor supposed to be? Well, you know what I mean? Like, who's Trevor supposed to be? Well, that's just that's like their own made-up character. Who's Nico supposed to be? He's Nico, right? Okay, who the fuck's Bonnie and Clyde supposed to be? Or Jason and Lucia. They're supposed to be Bonnie and Clyde. Woke edition. Like, what? Like, who's asking for this? It could never be me. Yeah, they removed a lot of stuff from Red Dead 2. I made a video on it like 7 years ago. None of you were watching the channel then. Well, you're not watching it now, but nonetheless. Yeah, I showed you the things that I personally found, and I'm sure there's a lot more. And have all the comments are negative, and they're saying, "Oh, you're an idiot. None of this stuff matters. Red Dead 2 is superior. All this crap," and it's like, whatever, dude. Did you get your information that GTA 6 is delayed from the McDonald's drive? Yeah, I did. That's where I got my information from, the McDonald's drive-thru. That's just so fucking funny. I'm just, I'm having a great time out here laughing at that one. It's just so amazing, right? Well, at least I went through the McDonald's drive-thru. You sat in your parents' basement all day and all night. GTA 6's innovation will be expansion of Red Dead Redemption 2 innovation. The real Rockstar title to innovate is going to be coming from Project Ethos. Yeah, I don't know what that is. GTA 6 will have 250 gigabyte install size. He removed the comment. I didn't remove anything. Well, they're flapping gums. There's freeloaders in here flapping gums. It's literally nothing but gray usernames. I don't know where everyone went, but, everyone's busy on this Super Bowl Sunday, by the way. It's like, I understand if it's a Super Bowl, we would have probably 50 viewers. GTA 6 will have 250 gigabyte install size. Yeah, it's going to be probably, it's going to be a big game. And that's what I said. I think, if the game is that big, it's not going to fit on the disc. They would have to ship out 3 discs. That ain't happening. They're not doing that. So it's going to be digital only. because I don't think that would fit on 2 Blu-rays. I don't think that would fit on 2 discs. 240 gigabytes, 140 gigabytes. I mean, that's pushing it. That might fit on 2 discs, but I'm going to assume 3 discs. So they would have to just spend a lot of money to put out physical copies. I don't think that's worth it anymore in 2025 and 2026, 2027, and beyond. So I don't believe this game, and I have never seen anyone talk about that aspect of this game. And I guess it doesn't matter as much anymore, but I don't think there will be a physical copy of this game. A physical edition of this game. There might be a collector's edition with the toys and stuff or whatever that comes with it, the gimmicky stuff. But I don't think there, at least at launch, I don't think there's going to be a disc version of this game. It's gonna be at least 3 discs. They're not. That's a lot of money. Red Dead 2 was 2 discs, and that was 7 years ago, PS4. So. GTA. You were right about Kingdom Come 2 looking like Oblivion. The Kingdom Come fanboys can't handle it. I mean, I just saw gameplay and I thought, wow, this looks like Oblivion, which isn't necessarily bad, but it's not like, hell, I think Oblivion might be more advanced. I'm not sure. And if that's the case, it's a sad situation. I guess we're just supposed to be easily impressed by, it's like, okay, I've already played this fantasy medieval game in 2006. It's very similar to Oblivion. It's like, okay, well, from what I've seen, I haven't seen anything that actually shows that it's actually, revolutionary. But we'll have to play it and see. The reviews tomorrow are going to be positive, though, I'll tell you that. This game, they love to show this one. Because it's a PC game. It's that crowd. They love to show a lot of things. It's not necessarily a console. I mean, it's on console, obviously, but, the vocal crowd is coming from the PC players, and they don't play video games, so. Well, that's what I said. I said, yeah. They used to come with maps as well. Well, my copy of Red Dead 2 did. Now I've heard that they stopped doing that, but I haven't. I'm not going to go out and buy Red Dead 2 again to see if there's a map in there or not. But I think they have stopped that as well. So even the Red Dead 2 version that you can still go out and buy apparently doesn't have the map included, which is crazy because there's really no point to buy it then. It's an inconvenience because if you're not going to get something extra on top of it, then you might as well go digital because you have to install the first disc and then you got to put the second disc in. It's really annoying. I think physical will be available, 3 discs like you say. Name one game that is shipped with 3 discs outside of Final Fantasy on the PS1 days. Anything recent, PS4 era, 3 discs. Name one game. Can't think of one. Maybe a Final Fantasy game. It's got to be a Final Fantasy game. Because you guys love watching those Japanese cutscenes that are 8 hours long. Name one game that has come out in the last 10 years that shipped with 3 discs. I know there's one, but it's either something... if they release a physical version, it will be worth $200. Come with all the knickknacks. Well, that's what I'm saying too. They said they didn't know how to put out a GTA game under Trump's presidency, and now that Trump is president, I guess we're back in that position where they don't know how to put out a game. Baldur's Gate 3 physical from Larian had 3 discs, the Xbox version. Yeah, but did that ever come out? Because I've never seen that. Does that actually exist? Or because last I heard it got delayed, but that was a while ago, about a year or so ago. Did that ever come out? I've never seen that in the stores. I don't think that ever came out. But if it did come out, I think you had to buy it on their website or something. You can't go to the store and buy Baldur's Gate 3. That's not how that works. It's like some special thing. You have to order it from their website. Maybe they are postponing it because Trump got... That's what I'm saying. It does exist. Guys, we're at 22% battery. So we are you have to get it straight from them. That's what I'm talking about. You can't walk into a GameStop. You can't walk into a Target. You can't. Well, I don't even know if they sell. That's the thing too. So there can't be a physical version of this game. The stores don't even sell physical copies anymore. I think Walmart does. I think Target does, but Best Buy doesn't. There's another store that stopped doing it too, and as time goes on, I think there's more stores that are going to pull out as well. So there almost can't be a physical copy of this game, especially if it gets pushed into 2026. I mean that. They're rewriting the entire game because of Trump. Series X games, yeah, actually that might be what I'm talking about. Yeah, the Series X, you can't buy the games for that, can you? I mean, imagine Xbox is done, dude. Like, bro, all of their games are coming to PlayStation 5. Forza's coming to PlayStation 5 now next year or this spring or something. It's over. But they haven't been in the console space since Xbox 360. They moved out of that, and that's what people just didn't understand, and they couldn't handle it. But quite frankly, Xbox is no longer in the console business. They haven't been in that business in over a decade. So they're not interested in selling consoles. They're interested in selling their ecosystem. Essentially, that's what they're selling. They're selling their ecosystem, and once you start subscribing to their stuff or buying their games, then you can play them anywhere, and they don't care. It's $1 trillion company. Why would they care about consoles? That's a petty thing. It's not 2005 anymore, folks. I mean, if you wanted Xbox in their prime, you had to be there in 2005. You had to watch Jay Allard come out on stage and show you this is the future of gaming. That's what you had to watch. That's what you had to be there for that. If you weren't there for that, you don't understand the Xbox in its prime. Xbox in its prime was badass. Everyone was playing Call of Duty on Xbox 360. Xbox Live Gold was badass. Xbox Live Silver, the Xbox Dashboard Blades, the Xbox Live Marketplace, the Xbox demos. Okay, Xbox was on top, bud. And for many years it was. And then the liberals came in. This is what happened. The liberals came in. They got a voice on the internet because the blogging went up, right? I'm not even trolling. The liberals came in. And they got a little voice on their little blog spot, right? They're like, oh my gosh, right? And then they sat there and they said, oh my God, I love the woke Last of Us, right? I love Last of Us, right? They all started perpetuating this idea that Neil Druckmann hit the home run. The Last of Us is so damn amazing, right? So these woke libtards, they get together and they're like, oh my God, Sony, yes, wow, this is a revolutionary game. It's just like a movie. And everyone as such started to believe these losers, and they went out and bought a PlayStation 3. And that's why the sales later on the PlayStation 3, they started going up because, these influencers on their little blogs were saying The Last of Us was so great. Well, the game's terrible. It's a terrible game. You could show that game to your grandma and she'd turn that off in 5 minutes. And that was really the death of gaming. The Last of Us, it destroyed a lot of things. And every game has to copy and emulate that because they want to come in with these woke movie games. You think it's funny, but how am I wrong? Show me how I'm wrong. Yeah, the Xbox Live Arcade, that was fantastic. It is a fantastic console, the Xbox 360. It's probably the greatest console of all time, right with the PS2. In its prime, anyway. In its prime, it was fantastic. But then they started changing things with the Xbox 360. They kept putting out different editions of it, which were obviously needed because of the hardware failures. But the dashboard kept changing. I swear that thing went through like 5 revisions of different dashboards. Like they couldn't make their mind up on. There was no consistency. It's like literally like what that was actually exciting too. You had Major Nelson. You guys had to be there for the Xbox. We're talking to the wrong generation here. Who's over the age of 35 in here? No one? Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. You guys are like early 20s. You weren't there for the 360 generation. You were still in diapers, bud. Like, I don't understand. You guys don't get it. Dude, play Project Gotham Racing 3 in 2025 and tell me that game still looks fucking good. The sound design's great, too. It's a 2005 game. But hardware matters, by the way. Yeah, well, it matters if, like they sell you on specs these days. They're literally selling you on hardware. Like, what is this industry? Like, it's insanity. We're going to sell you this meaningless hardware that has no software to show for it. It's not going to utilize it. And it's not going to be properly optimized for it. Wow, let's go out and buy that useless hardware that requires an internet connection to boot up. Like, yikes. Will GTA 6 be woke? Yeah, we talked about the woke themes. We talked about the woke themes. That's, yeah, they fixed my Xbox 360. They sent me the coffin. I put the Xbox 360 in the coffin, and they shipped a brand new one back for free. And I had to do that 2 or 3 times because of the red ring. And the one they finally gave me, I think it had that new chip inside of it. And it made it really cool and quiet. That's what we're talking about. Georgie's coming through with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. You'll love to see it. Let's get them lasers out.
Georgie Cifuentes super chatted $5. M47 and a loyal PlayStation gamer.
Damn. That's what we're talking about. Holy fucking shit. Georgie's coming through with the 2-time Tony Hawk combo. You'll love to see it. Coming through in a way that makes sense. He says he's 47. He's a loyal PlayStation. Well, you were there since the fucking beginning. If you're 47, I mean, we can't do math, but hell, you were there since PS1. That was when really PlayStation was fantastic. The PlayStation 1 era. You just had that PlayStation brand that was so strong. PlayStation 2, of course, as well. And then the PlayStation 3, I think the beginning of the PlayStation 3 was pretty good. And they were making a damn point with that console. What was it, $600? $600 back in 2007, but it was really the best console of all time. I mean, in terms of power, and you had a lot of functionality with that console back when it came out. A very forward-thinking device when you really think about the PlayStation 3. A very interesting device to say the least, but it wasn't properly, I don't think, utilized. But the funny thing is that we're still playing GTA 5, which is a PS3 game. I mean, that's how old this. That's why this is a disgrace. I mean, GTA 6 is almost a disgrace to everything that Rockstar has done before. The fact that this game still isn't out, the fact that they still have nothing to show for it, I mean, it's crazy. It's insane. Guys, we're at 15% battery. This thing's draining quick. So once this goes down here, we're going to have to wrap. Well, Input Funny, you joined in late, bud. I've been out here for nearly 2 hours. I've been out here for nearly 2 hours here. We don't know yet if GTA 6 is going to be woke. I disagree. I think you can see enough in Trailer 1 to determine on whether or not it's woke, but I guess that's your perspective. So, Xbox lost its way. The downfall began with the Xbox One reveal. Well, the Xbox One reveal still had exclusives, though. You had Dead Rising 3. You had, Forza or whatever. You still had exclusive Rise, Son of Rome, or whatever it was called. You still had exclusives on Xbox One. That's something you don't have on Series X. And they'll make another Xbox console. Fall of 2026, there might be that Xbox Prime console, and it'll be, 30-something teraflops or whatever, 25 teraflops, whatever it might be. And it'll be powerful. It'll be premium. And, you'll have people on the internet saying, why are they making this console? And it's like, well, you still don't get it. Like, they're going to continue making hardware. It's a $1 trillion company. They want you to get into their ecosystem. That's what they're really paying you. That's why they're putting out boxes. And they're doing that for the traditional conservative gamer that is used to that kind of entrance to the ecosystem. It's not hard to figure out. It's really not hard to figure out. It's not that Xbox is dead. They just shift to a different business strategy many, many years ago, over a decade ago. They looked, Xbox One was very telling. They saw that people were not playing games anymore. They said they were watching Netflix, so they wanted to bring Netflix to the game console. And you guys were like, fuck that shit. We ain't watching no damn Netflix. Well, JC is coming through. That's what we love to see. The first OGs know the first PlayStation was PlayStation X, 1995. That's what we're talking about. 1995. Holy shit. George Washington is upset over GTA 6. Who's that? Who the fuck is George Washington? The hype is dying. Well, it'll come back, and it'll come back this Thursday. This Thursday, they're going to have the Take-Two earnings call. It's going to come back. The hype is going to come back. IGN's going to be covering it. GameSpot's going to be covering it. All the major gaming outlets are going to have their headlines for this game in 4 days. So, but in the meantime, we will be covering Kingdom Come 2. I believe we'll be checking that out. I don't really have much hype, or I don't have much to say about that game other than it looks very similar to the first, which I guess is what people wanted. But I mean, you know. When you put gameplay out and you say your NPCs are so advanced and it's basically on the Oblivion level, I'm not really impressed. But I guess in 2025, that is better than what we typically get. So the Dreamcast is the best console ever made. One thing I will say about the Dreamcast, and a lot of the games are basically arcade ports. They have time limits, and I don't like that aspect at all. It's very strange. If you played the Dreamcast, you know what I'm talking about. We're going to have to wrap this up, folks. It's getting cold out here, and we have 12% on that battery, as you can see on the screen. PlayStation. Before the PS1, everyone called it PSX. PlayStation Saturn was dying. So was the Panasonic 3DO. We're not doing Last of Us permadeath. You guys couldn't handle that. And the game is I quit doing that because once I figured out that's how the game was, I'm not playing on that mode. That game shouldn't have that mode. You can go back and look at it. We didn't even touch the clicker, and it still said game over. And it warped me out of the animation. You know, it wasn't fair. So as such, I'm not playing it anymore. I thought the game was going to be, pretty consistent with how it handles it, but it wasn't consistent. We weren't even near the damn clicker. I mean, and we got warped into the animation. It's a sad situation. So we're not going to play it because that's how the game operates. I'm not putting time into that. And seeing how far we can go when the game is basically just warping me into these animations that it shouldn't be warping me into. You can go back and look at it for yourself. It's very unfair. That's what we're talking about. Jeremy Power is coming through. He's coming through in a way that makes sense. Jeremy Power is coming through. And he's coming through with a 5. He says, have you played Postal? Yeah, I believe we have. I think we played. I think at one point we played it on the stream. Years ago. Yeah, we've played Postal, but they couldn't handle it in here. I'll tell you that. They couldn't handle it in here. They got mad when the game got too violent. And they got mad, and I'm like, oh wait, you guys were sitting there and saying, oh, we don't believe in video game censorship, but as soon as the game gets a little violent, they get their pitchforks out and say, oh, that's too violent. You don't need to play that. It's crazy. It's like pick a side. Like either video games, because that whole conversation is coming back. Are video games violent? Are they causing issues? That whole conversation is coming back with GTA 6. It's going to be nasty. It's going to be nasty. But I think at this point it's more about the video game addiction side of things and just sort of that whole aspect of role playing within the virtual world. And I mean, that's just insanity to me. Like there's people that spend it's like that VR crap. They just sit in that headset all day and all night, and it's like, y'all are down real bad. Like, they need to implement a system where it's like, if you're playing this for 9 hours straight, 6 hours straight, like, the game just turns off. Like, you have to take a break. Like, that's insanity to me. People need to participate. I agree, but it's the same old story. It's the same old story. Okay, so we have low battery, folks. We need you guys to lock in here. 8%. The battery's going quicker than we thought. Well, that's okay because we've been live for over 2 hours. That's plenty of time. So we'll go for a few more minutes here and then wrap it up before it cuts off. One of the pedestrians will have fight skills in the game. It was lame and stupid, all the previous games. People actually role-play in GTA. I mean, if you're making money and you're streaming it or something like that, that's totally different. I'm okay with that. But if you're just like casually playing, well, not even casually, but if you're just like actually into that and you're spending like 8 hours a day on that, like that's just crazy. Because they get really into that shit. And then they ban people that, like, they ban people, like if you don't role-play, like they will literally ban you from the server. And it's like, these people are brainwashed. Like, what the fuck? Like, you all are living in a virtual world and you're not getting paid for it. And it's like, can't you invest that time into something else? I don't understand. I'm not sure what's really going on, but... Well, if you actually listened, we told you what game we're going to stream next, which you obviously didn't listen. I literally just said what we're going to be doing, what we're going to be playing next, but you obviously didn't want to listen to that. They should do a new trailer every month from March to September to keep up the momentum for the hype of the game's release date. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. Okay, we're at 6%, folks. I got to wrap this up before it cuts off because it will be cutting off very shortly here. So we're going to go for maybe one more minute, and then we're going to cut it off. So 425 days since GTA 6 Trailer 1. And this Thursday, we might have an update as the Take-Two earnings call is this Thursday. So we will be covering that. And we're hoping that there is something there. But in the meantime, there is Kingdom Come 2 coming out, which we will more than likely be covering. And spending some time into that world and seeing if that's any good. And then this Thursday, of course, the Take-Two earnings call, and we'll see if they have any information on GTA 6 or at least an update on GTA 6. And maybe then Rockstar does pull the curtain back. Maybe they're waiting for that. Who knows? But I guess we'll figure that out. In just 4 days, the Take-Two earnings call. And we'll hopefully have an update on really the timeline and the time frame and really what's going on with this game. And even if we don't, well, then we're back to where we were, so, which is radio silence for 425 days. But with that said, I think we're going to have to wrap it up here. And in a way that makes sense. So that's going to do it for now. We appreciate you guys for tuning in, tagging along, supporting the show. And with that said, we will see you later. It's over.